Every year in the NFL, it's a new team. As far as goals go, we have one. Putting a f***ing ring on our finger.
Welcome to the Buccaneers Observer Podcast. This is Raph Phillips.
I'm Molly Bay.
Today is the day after Thanksgiving, November 25th, 2022, better known as
Black Friday.
Shopping Day.
Shopping Day.
Molly's been sending me stuff for the past 2 weeks.
Hey, Ralph,
Put this on the list. Put this on the list.
But really, Black Friday is not what it used to be.
No.
I mean, it used to be like $5 TVs. Now it's like, okay, we'll give you $5 off a TV.
I don't remember $5 TVs.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yep, not the same. It's just the way things are. Everything's online now, and nobody wants to go in the stores and shop.
Well, it's like they have like Black Friday month. It's not just...
Yeah.
They're having like weeks and weeks of...
They used to have Cyber Monday, but now everything's online.
I know.
Do they still have Cyber Monday? I don't know.
Probably.
Don't know. All right, we got a good podcast for you today. We're going to talk about some Buccaneers, believe it or not. Everything's not going to be about shopping. Shopping. This is not the women's channel.
The shopping channel.
The shopping channel. QVC in the house. No, we're going to talk about the Seattle Seahawks game a little bit, cover some news, and talk about the Browns game coming up. See what the Bucs got going on. You got anything?
I just have stuff for the Browns game, so
okay.
That'll come later.
All right. So we're going to talk about the Seattle game. We didn't do a podcast after the Seattle game, did we?
Yes.
We did?
Yeah. Sure did.
Oh, okay. Yeah. This is basically the all 22.
Yeah, the film review.
Yes, watch all 22.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Week.
Yeah, well, we took time off. We had Thanksgiving company and all that good stuff. Anyhow, and plus, Buccaneers had a bye week. Why can't we?
I know, exactly.
All right, the Seahawks game. We played in Munich, week 10. First NFL game in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
We ended up winning, of course. It was 21-16. Tom Brady ended up being the first NFL player to win on 4 different continents, or 3 different continents, actually. North America's a continent. But he's won in Mexico, America, Britain, and Germany. So that's interesting. And Munich's got to get their field together. That was absolutely horrible.
Like, we talk about the American fields and how bad they are.
Yeah, this was really bad.
But this was worse.
Yeah. I counted approximately 24 slips in this game. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
On both teams?
Yeah, both teams.
Okay.
Against Atlanta back in like 2017 or so, we had a game. It was at Buccaneers, Ray J Stadium, where we had about this many slips. But yeah, their field was just, they're just not used to soccer, and there's not as much hard cutting, and we
There's
weren't
a lot
used
of
to
trotting.
A lot of trotting.
In soccer.
Jogging around.
Not football.
You don't get that much jogging in football. If you're jogging in football, you're doing something wrong.
That's a problem.
That's a problem. Okay, let's cover some of the things I saw on the All-22. Man, I tell you what, this was a physical game. Really surprised me because I didn't notice it watching the broadcast version.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it. I thought that the Seahawks were kind of flat the whole game. I would not have described this game as physical.
No, it's the most physical game I've seen in quite a few years, actually.
On both sides.
On both sides, which is an extreme plus for us. A lot of things I'm going to point out. We talked about some of the things we wanted to see the Buccaneers start doing. One was be more physical. And they did that. They're starting to do it. Another thing is the holding. For 2 weeks in a row now, the Buccaneers have been the leader in uncalled penalties that I've been keeping track of.
Yes.
And most of it's been holding. Our offensive line is doing some good holding. You got to now. It's the league. It's what the league's going to.
They're not calling it.
They're not calling
Why
it, so
would
you got to do it. Yes. I hate it. I think it sucks, but you're not going to call it, and everybody else is doing it, you got to do it. Mm-hmm. And it seems like they did get the memo, and our offensive line is being just a little cheeky with their holding. I should have said that for the British game. Another thing that we complained about was dropped passes. Mm-hmm. We only had 2 dropped passes in this game. Both of them happened with Godwin in the first quarter. Other than that, no dropped passes.
Interesting.
Right?
Good.
Then the big thing, or one of the big things, was missed tackles. We've been complaining about missed tackles all year long. We're not being physical. We're not tackling well. It just seems, the team just hasn't been meshing right all year long. And it seems like it's been endemic. It's the whole team. The only one that was doing good was Suckup. And then he screwed up the past couple of weeks, but everybody else is rising up to the occasion. But anyhow, we didn't have any missed tackles in this game. Not a one. Yeah.
That's impressive.
And the week before against the Rams, we only had 1 play with missed tackles. And we had 3 missed tackles on that play, but it was only the 1 play. So we've gotten better with tackling. We're becoming more physical. We're catching the damn ball. And overall, we're just not making a lot of mistakes. Seems like
that's the big thing, I think.
Yes. Yeah, we're not, all year long, we haven't been getting beat. We've been beating ourselves.
Yeah.
And just not playing up to our standards. Now, I watched a lot of the press conferences and the what's it called? In the Current? Is it In the Current? I can't remember what the Buccaneers, they put out there. They're really great. And, just the little clips here and there of stuff, like they had sideline clips of when Rashad White stiff-armed Diggs. They said, man, that was awesome. It was awesome. I mean, he tossed him 3 yards. It was actually a 5-yard stiff arm. But, I mean, he picked him up off the ground and threw him 3 yards.
He's fun. I like him.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a running back controversy going on in that locker room, which is good.
Yeah.
I think it's good for Leonard because it helped him, in 2020 when – Rojo was getting all the things, and Fournette said he wanted to quit or wanted to be traded. And then Arians talked to him and said, look, if you want to be on this team, you got to perform, you got to step up, don't pout and all this good stuff. And he did. That's when he became playoff Lenny.
Yeah, but then it's like you win the job, or so you think.
Yeah.
I mean, he got paid and he got a contract. And now it's like there's a controversy. He might feel like there was a little bit of a bait and switch there.
Yeah, but in the thing, he hasn't been playing bad.
Yeah,
it's really been the blocking. They're just not. They weren't. It was always somebody, and that's how it seems to be with this team, and it had been up until the past couple of weeks, where every single play it seemed like there was somebody screwing up. Just one person. And it would just collapse the whole play. And that's really been the problem with the offensive line, especially with Gedeke when he was in there. He was kind of a liability. I'm not going to lie. And we, all it takes is one person to not block. And we run out of these jumbo sets. We run these power runs where we've got, 8 offensive linemen up there, or, a bunch of tight ends. We bring an offensive lineman as a, when we set up the run, we're going to run. And so when you've got 8, 9 people blocking and one of them screws up, and they get behind, they're able to, hit the runner behind the line of scrimmage or whatever. That's just been what's happening all year. But we're getting much better. Offensive line playing great. I really like Leverett, man. Leverett he's a good player. He seems like he's got a great attitude, very energetic. But he's the type of guy that he's always looking for work. He doesn't mess up a lot. And if you mess up, and this is a big thing, I've pointed out for the past couple of weeks, the whole team's been doing this. If somebody messes up, somebody else is stepping in to correct their mistakes. Like if an offensive lineman gets beat, another offensive lineman will be there to take that man.
Okay.
And that's something
So not necessarily they're going and pointing it out to their teammates, but they're actually filling in for that deficiency.
Yes.
They're like fixing it.
Yes. It's like
in the play.
During the play. Yeah. So you want to see that. That's what you want to see. When somebody screws up, somebody else is there to take up the slack.
Mm-hmm.
So and that's been happening all across the field. But we're not really making a whole lot of mistakes like we have been at the beginning of the year. But like I said, this is a very physical game, especially in the trenches. But I mean, they were hitting each other hard, hitting each other after the whistle. They were tossing each other down. We were clobbering Geno. Luckily, they were not able to get to Brady as much. But it was very physical, very physical.
What do you think about Geno?
He was doing all right. He wasn't. He got happy feet a couple times, fan of pressure. He made pretty decent decisions. His throws were accurate. He was all right.
Serviceable.
Above average. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely not the old Geno I remember from the Jets.
I know. I just can't believe he's still in the league.
Yeah. Well, he's got some good playmakers around him. I'll tell you, the Seattle Seahawks they're a good team. This was a match between two good teams. I wouldn't say the best teams in the league, but they're in the top 10, and they both played well. It was a very physical game, and it was a matter of attrition. Just to who made the fewest mistakes, and fortunately for us, they made a few more mistakes than we did. But both teams played really good. It wasn't, a bunch of Keystone Cop stuff out there.
When the Seahawks got rid of Russell Wilson and then said, oh gosh, I thought
they were done.
I did too.
I was like, poor DK Metcalf.
I know. I'm like, oh great. Well, they're rebuilding. Like they're gonna have to tank for some draft picks and then get a quarterback.
Yep. That's what we thought everybody was doing. I tell you what, this has been the weirdest year for football. I mean, all the teams that everybody thought was going to do good has sucked. Like the NFC East is the best division in football. Who saw that coming? I mean, we talked about it. That division was just going to be horrible.
Yeah.
I wish we played that division. I'm glad we don't now. Mm-hmm. You got the Jets doing well, but of course they're benching Zach Wilson. It's weird. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
Russell Wilson went to Denver and they're just a dumpster fire.
Horrible. He's just playing horrible.
And it's like the whole league is turning on him.
Yeah.
Like former teammates and...
Yeah, it seems like he got a real big ego or something, and it was all about him and we talked about it last year and the year before, actually. Everybody was blaming his offensive line.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And like the team wasn't getting him help.
Right. And, now Seattle's doing fine.
Yeah.
He's over in Denver. They're sucking up. I think they're scoring the fewest points in the league or something like that.
Oh, my gosh.
Right around 14 per game or something. But we're not that far behind. I mean, the past couple of weeks, we've only scored, 16? No, we scored 16 last week, 21 against Seattle. So, I keep predicting that we're going to hit that 30 mark. We haven't yet.
I just don't think so.
I'm doing it this week.
Okay.
We're going to do 34. I predicted 34 points the past 2 weeks. I predicted 34 points 4 times this year.
Well, stop doing that. Maybe that's why we're not making it.
We haven't broke 30 points yet. Haven't broke 28. 28's the highest we've done. Defensively, Tryon, he's playing well. I really, really like his.
I think he's had a great year. I'm impressed with him. I like how much he's grown. I feel like he's really grown since he's been here.
Definitely.
He definitely benefited from being behind JPP for.
He's got that same kind of playing style, kind of like chaotic.
Yeah, and he's like got the same build as JPP too.
Yeah.
I would say he's probably got a little more room to grow.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm very happy with his progress and performance and how he's stepped in.
Yes. Yeah, the big fault I had on him was his run game, stopping the run. He was a little weak in that area, but past couple weeks he's been great at it. So very, very impressed with him. Happy to see that. Now, with Barrett gone, that leaves that side, the other side, kind of rotational right now. Mm-hmm. We've got Nelson coming in and playing. We've got Nassib coming in and playing. And we're also putting Avery in there, 59.
Oh, is that what? I mean, I've noticed he's been on the field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're using him.
But he's small.
Yeah, he's kind of like Devin White. He's like a middle linebacker.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I didn't understand why he was on the field.
But that dude plays hard, and he's out there beating them offensive linemen, man. I mean, he goes hard at those guys. And he had some good physical plays in this one. He decleated a guy on special teams that I was just like, whoa. Again, took him off the ground, hit him so hard, took him off the ground, knocked him back about 3 yards.
Well, I've seen him on special teams, and so I think that's where he's been the majority of the season, playing special teams. But when Barrett went out, now they're kind of putting him in.
Yeah, it's very strange that they're using him as a pass rusher.
But Todd Bowles likes those kind of hybrid players.
Guys, yeah.
You know, the money backers, the linebacker, defensive back combination. He loves that position. We haven't seen it up front in the defense yet.
Yes.
I don't think.
So, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, they're rotating guys in Shaq's spot right now, trying to find somebody who's going to step up. Or, they're not going to find anybody that's going to fill in Shaq's spot, but find somebody. Nelson, I thought he would be the one, but the past couple of weeks, he just hasn't.
That's so weird, too, because when he was a rotational guy, it seemed, and like last season before, he had great stats. I mean, for as many snaps as he got, he was showing up on the stat board for sacks and pressures and all this other stuff. So you think, you get more snaps, that's going to carry over. But it hasn't necessarily. No,
not at all. But Nassib right now is the better edge guy with Avery not far behind him. But, Avery doesn't get as many snaps in that position. But when he does, man, he's making them count.
Well, Nassib, when he played with the Buccaneers before, we felt like he could have been a starter. Yeah. That room was just so crowded between Shaq and JPP. You're not going to start Nassib over them.
Yeah, and then he went to the Raiders, and they got, what's his face? Crosby. And, Nassib has just never been able to get the starting job.
He's good. He's above average. Yeah. He's not elite. No. So he's just right below elite. And so when you have elite pass rushers, they're going to beat him out every time.
Yes. And he's got that weird playing style where he hunches his back over. It's so weird looking. He's like a vulture, when he's playing.
He's got those long arms, which most outside linebackers do.
Yeah. But he's definitely been the best outside rusher for that spot right now.
Well, and you wonder, could the case be made that he gets the starting?
Yeah.
In his mind, he might be fighting for that starting job.
I think he is, yeah. It's wide open right now.
And it happens all the time in the league. So, good opportunity for him.
Yep. Vita played very well. Had a couple of really good plays.
Did he benefit from Hicks being there?
Well,
what is this?
I can't see it. I don't see it on the field, but Vita has played better the past couple of weeks. And
with Hicks being there.
Yes, and I don't know if it's a mental thing or the team in general. Everybody's just played better. But
so it might be completely coincidental.
Could be.
That Hicks came back and everyone's playing better.
Yeah. But then again, it could be that Hicks is kind of like JPP. We talked about that a lot. Hicks is one of those, he doesn't take any BS. He's a crap talker and a very vocal leader. And, maybe him just being out there makes everybody scared not to screw up.
That you're being watched.
Yeah.
And there's the potential that there's somebody there who's going to notice and care if you're screwing up.
A little bit of accountability.
Yeah.
I'll say this about Hicks. I'm not seeing anything great from him. Now, he's doing some good stuff, but nothing great. But the guy's a fighter. He's a street fighter. And I don't know if that's one of the reasons why we were so physical on defense is because of him. But, almost after every play, he was fighting with offensive linemen in their face.
That makes me think of Jensen on the other side of the ball.
Yes.
Where it's after every whistle, he's shoving guys or talking crap or whatever.
Yeah.
Walking into people.
Hicks is the Jensen on defense.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there's something to be said for that.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. He gets the offensive lineman frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
And, if you can get in their face and get them all emotional and stuff,
yeah.
then, you won the battle. So that's fun to see. We definitely needed somebody like that on the whole team, because it seemed like our whole team was just flat. We were not, mentally there, it seemed like. But, since Hicks has been back, we've definitely gotten more aggressive. And he's definitely an aggressive dude. I mean, he's out there. He ain't taking plays off, and he's, he's, like I said, he's getting very physical with these guys. But he's not, he's not beating guys. He's not, I'm not seeing, any interesting moves or anything like that from him. But he's doing his job and adding a little bonus after the whistle. So.
Okay. All right. I mean, maybe he'll get into a rhythm later.
Yeah, right. That's what I mean. Yeah, last week against the Rams, or week 9 against the Rams, I saw nothing from him. Mm-hmm. Nothing. But in the Seattle game, I definitely saw much more aggression, much more power, but definitely the in-your-face getting, street fighting with these offensive linemen. I definitely saw that, and I was like, but again, I did. Maybe it was because they were in Germany. Because, like I said, both teams are like that. I mean, you would think that this was a divisional game because these guys acted like they hated each other. I mean, I'm serious. They were clocking each other after the whistle. They were grabbing each other, when the refs weren't looking, and throwing each other down. We were hitting the quarterback when the refs weren't looking. We were decleating people. They were decleating us. I mean, number 10. I can't remember but his name was, he hit SMB one time. He was blocking. It was way away from the play. It was 10 yards away from the play. And he just came running up and hit SMB, almost decleated him. But he used his forearm and hit him in the helmet, just out of nowhere. I don't know where it came from. And man, SMB was mad. And again, credit to SMB for not punching that dude in the face and getting, because I was like, man, I don't know how he didn't punch him in the face, but he got up in his face, and they were pretty pissed. But we were doing a little bit of holding on the offensive line, and that was pissing off their defensive linemen. They kept getting up and yelling at the refs for this and that. So.
It was the energy in that stadium.
It might be that, because we are in a foreign country, it's the first time you ever play there, you want to represent America, and Americans like to be tough and all that good stuff. So maybe they were like, we're just going to go out there and be nasty, mean, and show the world what football is all about. I don't know. Hopefully not. Hopefully it was, this is how the Bucs have, because I've watched Todd Bowles. I finally got to see him give a speech to the team, where he got up on stage and spoke to him. And it was kind of a rambling speech. But one of the things he talked about a lot is family, teams stick together, but being physical. We got to be more physical. And when somebody messes up, you got to step up and help, stuff like that, stuff we've been talking about. So hopefully this is just something that they're going to continue to do for the rest of the year. Logan Hall. Again, all year long, complete non-factor.
Did he play?
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, he's getting 20% of the snaps on defense, but he's just not doing anything. Nothing. Yeah. Which is, I don't know. For our first round draft pick, you would think there'd be something there, but I'm seeing nothing. Maybe he's just settling in, but I mean, he's not really making mistakes that much, but.
It's that COVID class.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah. But the Seahawks do. They got some good players. Of course, we know about DK Metcalf. What's the running back's name? Nicholson. He's a new guy. He's pretty good. On defense, they got 93 Shelby Harris, 10 Uchenna Nwasu, 99 Al Woods. That 99, he's big. He's kind of like Vita. They're probably about the same size. He's not as strong as Vita. But man, did he give Hainsey a fit all game long. I mean, he was pushing Hainsey's back, and Hainsey was struggling, man.
Is he a new player? Like, is he or a veteran?
I think he's a veteran.
I mean, if Hainsey held his own, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's impressive.
Yeah, he got beat a couple times, but it wasn't as disastrous as it could have been.
Yeah.
A couple times he had, and it was so slippery that Hainsey would just slide. He'd try to plant his feet and just slide right back. So I'm trying to find out when he came in the league. He had the Browns roster up. 21. 2021. Oh. So, yeah, he's a new guy.
330.
Right? No, wait a minute. No, he's been since 2010.
He weighs 330.
Yeah, big guy.
Ooh.
Big guy.
6'4". Big boy.
Yeah, no, he's been with New Orleans, Pittsburgh, Tampa Bay. He was with us.
What?
Yeah, but how do we not know that?
Al Woods.
Seattle, Pittsburgh, Tennessee, Indianapolis, Seattle, Jacksonville, and back with Seattle.
Interesting. So he's a journeyman.
Yeah. He was pretty good, though, man. I mean, he gave our offensive line hell. Like I said, the penalties, we have surpassed both teams, the Rams and the Seahawks, in penalties, uncalled penalties. Most of it holding, like 98% of it holding, which, again, I think our offensive line is just saying, hey, look, they're holding, everybody's holding. Teams are beating us with holdings, so we're just going to start doing it too, which is good. The Bucs have had very few mistakes the past couple of weeks. Last week, a few more, but this game against Seattle, hardly any mistakes. We were very on. Everything was just right on. Which
is even more impressive because of the travel and what that does too, kind of mentally, and just the fact that they, you might not have been all there mentally.
Yes.
And to not have that many mistakes, that's impressive.
Yes, and I think Seattle had to fly a lot longer than we did, double.
Oh.
I think ours was 10 hours. 9 hours there, 10 hours back. I think theirs was like 16 hours or something. Yeah. 45 White. He blitzed a lot in this game. A lot. Like 12 times. And he got to him twice. But, he's... Offensive linemen are targeting White. I don't know what's going on, but it seems like ever since he won Defensive Player of the Month, offensive linemen have really, really gone after him. They're getting real physical with him. He did a great job in the Seattle game. I mean, everybody played very well, but they were really rough with him. And there was one play I pointed out in the Tiffy video. The offensive lineman, after the play was going downfield, offensive lineman grabbed White by the horse collar when White was turned towards him, grabbed him and yanked him down to the ground, just pulled him down. And this has been going on for weeks now.
Huh.
And, it was really evident in the Ravens game, how they just were targeting White. But White is, he got that a penalty for hitting the quarterback a few weeks ago, and everybody really freaked out. And I was saying, I don't understand why everybody's freaking out, because he does this every single game. Every single game. He clobbers the quarterback after the throw. And he did it in this game twice. And I think offensive linemen are getting pissed off at him for that. And
he's gotten a reputation.
He's gotten a reputation. I'm just speculating here. But they're definitely targeting him. I don't know if they're pissed off because he blitzes a lot, or what it is, but they are definitely targeting him physically. And we found out, during the Atlanta game earlier in the year, halfway through, he just kind of collapsed. I thought he was injured. He just stopped playing well. He was avoiding tackles and all this stuff. And then there was a couple weeks after that where he was basically doing the same thing throughout the whole games. And then it culminated in the Ravens game where it was brought to everybody's attention on national TV. And then we come to find out that his father had been arrested, and then his father died. in jail. You know, and this all happened within that time period.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm pretty sure, and this is the same thing that happened with Levante David back in 2020. You know, we noticed it, that Levante just all of a sudden just started playing like crap for about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And
it started with that Chiefs game.
Was at the start of it?
I think.
But he, you know, to me, I said on the podcast, I said, it seems like it's something, it's a domestic issue.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like some off the field stuff. His brain is just not in the game. And that's how I felt with Devin. I kind of felt more like it was him having trouble with teammates or something like that, but I definitely felt it was something personal.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, now that we know his father died, and he was pretty close to his father. His dad, you know, he said his dad was the one that was always, you know, at the games and was always, you know, the best football player and all this good stuff. He was they talked football a lot. I don't know how much of a relationship he had as far as did he live with his father or was his father involved in his life or whatever, but he's pretty upset about it. And he said the rest of his family's taking it hard, but, you know, he's learned to not dwell on negative stuff and everything. But it did affect his play, I think. But it seems like he's over that because he played great in this game, and I believe he got Defensive Player of the Week.
I think so.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, he played great. But that's what that's his forte. Blitzing, coming in, doing that, being physical at the middle of the field, that's him. He is not a coverage guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't drop him back into Tampa 2, 20 yards down the field. It's just not him, you know. I mean, he's a sideline to sideline guy at the line of scrimmage. That's where you want him. And that's how we played him in this game against Seattle. You know, we had him going blitzing. It was great. So, very excited. I'm hoping that this was a turning point for the Buccaneers, and I feel like it is. I really do feel this way. And, you know, we watched the press conferences after the Ravens game, and, you know, and I did that video where I just crapped all over the team. I was just like, y'all suck. This is horrible. And I felt bad. You know, I apologized afterwards because, you know, that's just not me. But we watched the press conferences after that, and all the guys were very upbeat.
Yeah, it's so
and
positive.
And for the first time, later in the week, for the first time, you saw Tom Brady smile. It was the first time he smiled all year long. And he was being jovial in his press conferences. The first time that's happened all year long. And then, you know, we play the Rams, beat them. We looked a little sloppy. It was actually the Rams played worse than we did. You know, we didn't win that game so much as they lost it. But we played better than we have all year. And then, or at least since Dallas. And then against the Seattle, that looked like the old Buccaneers. You know, so I think we have gotten over that hurdle. I think, you know, Devin White's got his crap together. I think Brady's got his crap together. And, you know, I think Todd Bowles is really, you know, realizing some of the things he screwed up with and fixing them with the team and all this. I think we're back.
That was good to hear.
Yeah, it was really good watching that all 22. It was very, very entertaining. You know, I love the physical games, and that was the most physical game I've seen in quite a few years. So that was exciting.
It was a fun game to watch too.
Oh yeah, especially because we won.
Entertaining, yeah. Well, like watching it live with the crowd and the it was just great.
Fans were great.
Yeah,
that was awesome. Them singing at the end of the game. All right, so we're going to talk about the Browns game coming up.
Yes, let's do this.
What do you think, Molly? What's going on? What's going on with the Browns?
Okay, so they're 3-7.
Yep.
Not great.
Not great.
They're third in their division.
Which is a crappy division, right? You've got the Bengals, Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
Browns,
and Ravens.
And the Ravens. The Ravens are sliding. They haven't played too good the past couple of weeks. Yeah.
So they've lost against the Jets, Atlanta, Chargers, New England, Baltimore, Miami, and Buffalo. They lost 2 last week.
Those are some tough teams.
Yeah, for sure. They've beat Carolina, Pittsburgh, and Cincinnati. So 2 in their division, who they see quite frequently.
Then they've always given them fits.
Yeah.
I mean,
they've played hard against them
especially the Bengals. Bengals, Browns are just...
I mean, that whole division, they just...
Yeah. It's like they built their team to just beat
Yeah.
The 3 teams in their division.
Yeah.
Which, it's a smart thing to do, but you got to win some outside your division, too.
Yeah. So we talked about field conditions in Munich. Apparently, the Browns stadium was vandalized. Someone, they think, hopped over the fence, took a golf cart, and was like doing donuts on the field. And that was just this past Wednesday. They have police involved and everything. Yeah. So their field conditions could be a little sus. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, it's cold. It's probably going to be rainy. It's Ohio. But they have the same type of field that we do.
Crappy?
So, yes. But our field's not crappy. Right? It can be sometimes.
Ask Aaron Rodgers.
So we're going to be, it's not going to be a foreign field to us. Let's put it that way. And a lot of times our field will give us trouble. But, again, it's not like we're going to be playing in a dome and all that good stuff. We can play on sloppy, wet fields,
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yeah.
True. They recently lost their center.
Really?
To IR. Yeah, knee injury. So they've signed a guy off the street.
Really?
Greg Mance, who he's played for the Texans from 2015 to 2020. And then he played for the Dolphins in 21 and the Bills in 22. So kind of a journeyman. Not necessarily starting caliber. They just brought him in, so we'll see. That could be a vulnerability for him.
Yeah. Vita's going to have a day. Maybe Hicks will get up in there.
Mm-hmm. No, Deshaun Watson's still going to be Jacoby Brissett.
Jacoby Brissett.
Although I think Deshaun's back at practice, right? Like, he's shown up to the facility. He's in the facility.
He's getting massages. That's the only reason why he wants to play football. Free massages.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett. We played him twice. We played against him in 2019 when he was at the Colts. And that was the first time I saw him when I watched him on All 22, I was like, this guy sucks. He's just not a good quarterback. We ended up winning that one 35-38. We got 1 sack. We put up 542 yards in that game.
Woo! Jameis?
No, Brady.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
No, 2019?
No, yeah, that must have been Jameis. Yeah. Threw for 467. They ended up getting...
Jameis can do that.
Yeah, he can do that. They got 309 yards totals. Last year, he was with the Dolphins, Jacoby Brissett, when we played him, and we killed him 45-17, got 3 sacks, 1 interception.
Okay.
But both of those games were at Tampa.
But we've got his number.
Yeah, he's just not a good quarterback. I would say he's below average. I mean, he's not horrible.
Yeah.
But he's not... he's just not.
It's at the bottom half of the bell curve.
Yeah, maybe he could go to Seattle next year and play good or something. He reminds me of Geno Smith when he was with the Jets.
Yeah.
Just not the best decision maker in the world. Quick to check down. Not just not exciting. Nothing stands out about him.
Yeah.
But he does make bad decisions a lot. So I think we're going to feast on him.
Good.
Yeah.
Their defense, they've got Myles Garrett, Jadeveon Clowney. So
and Perion Winfrey. Remember all that crap? I was like, I wanted him.
Oh, yeah. How good is he?
He's horrible.
Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh.
This is why you can't evaluate talent.
I don't. Yes, that's why I stay away from draft stuff, because you just never know. You never know. Yeah, no, he's gotten benched for disciplinary reasons. He's only played in, I think, 4 or 5 games this year, and none of them has he gotten more than 50% of the snaps.
So you're happy with Logan Hall above Perion Winfrey?
Well, at least Logan Hall's staying out of trouble. But yeah, Myles Garrett has come out and vocally said that he needs to grow up. This is the pros. And, nobody knows what it is he's done, but he's pissed off the coaches.
Man.
Yeah. But he's only got...
I mean, how bad does it have to be where the leader, the most elite player on your defense is coming out publicly and talking about you.
Yes. But, he's a second stringer and, he's not getting a whole bunch of snaps, but, he's probably got about 100 snaps this year and he's got like a half a tackle. Yeah.
No tackle.
No sacks. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say sack, like a half a sack.
No.
Not even that.
A half a tackle.
The
Ndamukong Suh just got signed by the Philadelphia Eagles, played in one game, and has already got a half a sack and like 3 tackles. I know.
That one still just breaks my heart.
It's horrible. To the Eagles, too. They don't need him. It'd be so nice to have him still.
Although, they sell Fletcher Cox, right?
Do they?
Dude is a dinosaur, right?
Well, so is Sue.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
But he's an indestructible dinosaur. Unstoppable.
He's a T-Rex.
Yeah. Yeah, so just thought I'd throw the Perry on Winfrey stuff out there. But yeah, Jadeveon Clowney and Myles Garrett, they are trouble. We'll see. Donovan Smith's been playing a little sloppy lately. But
someone brought up that maybe he's still not
right. His arm
recovered from his injury. Could be.
Yeah, it could be. So we'll see. We're not too worried about him. Mm-hmm. So we'll see.
Okay.
It's going to be. It's not going to be a cakewalk with their defensive line. That's for sure.
But I mean, their defense hasn't been carrying the team.
No.
I mean, they're 3-7.
No, as a matter of fact, they are 8th worst in the league for yards per pass allowed. They allow 7.1 yards per pass. We're 27th. We only give up 5.9 yards. So that's good.
Oh, okay.
We're 5th best in the league, yeah. They only have 3 interceptions.
On the year?
On the year, yeah. And they've already had a bye week. Their bye week was week 9, but we've only got 6.
I know. I was gonna say, where are we with that? So much for the 30, and they wanted.
Yeah. But we are 4th in the league in sacks at 32. That's a lot of damn sacks.
Yeah.
The Browns are about average with they got 22 sacks.
Well, and that's the thing with Tom Brady. He doesn't take sacks often.
Right. Yeah, that's all Tom Brady.
You might have Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney, but we got Tom Brady, so
yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, we have the fewest sacks in the league. We've only had 14 sacks already.
Pretty good for an offensive line with Luke Gedeke.
No shit. Browns are in the bottom 10 with 20.
But again, he's one of those happy feet quarterbacks.
Jacoby, yeah.
Yeah, Jacoby. Yeah. So he's not helping.
Yes. As far as rushing is concerned, they allow 4.8 yards per carry on defense. So they're 5th worst. So like you said, their defense, they got some names on there, but they ain't doing a whole lot.
Yeah. They can't carry a defense.
Yeah. And they had their bye week in week 9, and then they've lost the past 2 coming out of their bye week. So, that's usually the sign of a pretty bad team. Or a not so good team, when you lose coming out of your bye week. Yeah. And I think they lost to Miami. They got trounced 39-17. And then they lost to the Bills, which you kind of expect.
Yeah.
23-31. So they're I'm not too worried about them. Now they do have Amari Cooper, who, I've talked how great Amari Cooper is since he come in the league. Now, Amari Cooper has burned us. He schooled Jamel Dean, and I want to say it was Jamel's first game, or it was definitely when he was. Okay. It was his second year, but I think it was his first game as a star. I can't remember.
But we've played Dallas 2 years in a row.
Well, this is
in the season opener.
Yeah,
and he got traded to Cleveland this year, right?
Right. This is his first year.
So it could have been either.
Right. Well, he got 139 yards on us and 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
In 2021, and we ended up winning the game. But I tell you, he's great. He's the best route runner in the league.
Right, but he can't throw the ball too.
Right.
So.
In 2016, we played him when he was still with the Raiders, and he burned us for 173 yards and a touchdown. Now, in 2018, we played him when he was with the Cowboys, and we held him 20 yards. So, you know, he's going to be a threat, no doubt about it. Our secondary's been playing pretty good here recently, but you know, I can snap on a couple different plays.
Oh, yeah.
They do have Nick Chubb as the running back.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the top running backs in the league.
He's kind of a stocky, he's smaller.
Yeah, he's very physical.
Yeah.
He's going to run straight at you. We played to them in 2018. He got 80 yards on us and a touchdown. But he has 923 yards this year so far, a 5.3 yards per carry average.
So he'll be a 1,000-yard rusher.
Yeah.
Probably during our game.
Yeah.
Damn it.
But he's got 11 touchdowns so far this year.
Wow.
Yeah. But the good thing about him is he's not a receiving threat. So.
Okay.
It's all rushing with him. So, you know, what we need to do, we got to stop the run and shut down Amari Cooper. That's all. That's, you know.
Oh, you were saying Vita maybe would have he's been out of practice.
I heard
all week. He's got some kind of foot injury. Hasn't practiced.
They haven't put him on
He's on the injury report.
But they're not saying he's out yet, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And Greg Allman said, he's not wearing a boot. He's just not practicing.
Okay.
And there was no, noticeable limp. He's there. So, we'll see, but...
Yeah. It's always better when we got Vita.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Go ahead. I was going to run through the injury report.
Okay, yeah, what we got?
Okay. So Tom Brady and Julio had some rest days. So they're on the injury report for Thursday. It is Friday right now, and so the injury report is not yet out for Friday. So we'll know after the podcast, basically, who's going to be out. Lenny has a hip injury. He's been limited.
It wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't play.
Well, he got hurt in Germany. Mm-hmm. They were icing him, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
And to me, I'm like, just rest him. Just let Rashad.
Yeah, let Rashad get the start.
Yeah.
And see if he can handle it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Russell Gage has not practiced either. He's got a hammy.
Julio Jones is our third receiver now. Who cares?
Luke Gedeke was limited all week with that foot. Zion McCullum has a concussion. He was a full participant. J.J. Russell, linebacker? You know who that is? I don't know. Must be like someone we brought up. Full participant, he had a hamstring, and then Vita had the foot. The Browns had 3 guys on there with illness, which has been happening a lot this season around the league. So they've got 3 guys on there, and then they had 5 that were on there just resting for the day. So their injury report is quite robust, but I think the bulk of it is these guys resting. So there aren't really any notable. I'll run through theirs. Safety, DeAnthony Bell has a concussion. He was limited. Guard, Joel Bitonio. He was one with the illness and the rest. Jadeveon Clowney, he got a rest day. Jack Conklin, tackle, he got a rest day. Amari Cooper got a rest day. Let me see, was this all? No, they were all on Wednesday. I was like, were these on Thursday? When it was Thanksgiving. They're all getting Thanksgiving off. How pissed would you be if all these veterans got Thanksgiving off and you had to be out there? Right. That would be annoying. Offensive linemen. Oh my gosh, there are so many consonants in this name. Hijalti Froholt. Lots of T's in there. Offensive lineman injury. So he has not participated all week. Or illness, not injury. Myles Garrett got a rest day. Safety, Ronnie Harrison, illness. Cornerback, Greg Newsome has a concussion. Tight end, David Njoku has an ankle/knee injury. Guard, Wyatt Teller has a calf. Tackle, Jarek Willis has a knee. Gosh, a lot of offensive linemen. And yeah, boy, Perion Winfrey has a concussion. He was limited Wednesday, but full participant Thursday. So probably coming back.
Yeah, so I'm not too concerned about this game, to be honest with you. You know, it's
well, we can't get too big for our britches, Ralph.
Yeah.
I would caution you. I agree that we're turning it around, but like, let's not act like we're winning the Super Bowl against the Browns on Sunday.
Well, let me say, after we've got the Browns, we have the Saints. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Monday night. It's a Monday night.
I think from here on out, we got a really easy schedule. I don't think we have any tough games, really. Can't remember, but
we'll see Carolina again.
Oh gosh, we're gonna get revenge on them. We got the 49ers.
Okay.
Wait, is that right?
So that'll be a good game. Yeah, that's 2 weeks from now.
Got the Bengals. So we got the Browns coming up, the Saints, then the 49ers, then the Bengals, then the Cardinals, the Panthers, and the Falcons. Yeah, that's an easy schedule other than the 49ers.
Yeah, the 49ers are kind of on a roll. They're on an upward trajectory. I would say they're doing well when it matters in the season, that last third.
Yes. And it's at San Francisco.
Ugh.
The Bengals are going to be coming to Raymond James. So, you know,
I hope they wear those white uniforms. I really like those uniforms.
Yeah, the black
cool.
and white ones.
Yeah.
I think they've worn them twice already.
Yeah. They're cool.
Everybody's wearing alternate uniforms. Like every week I see the Commanders.
The commies have like 5 different alternate uniforms.
Yeah. And,
was it the NFL threw them a bone because they agreed to change the name?
Who knows?
They're like, here, you can have extra uniforms.
Yeah. When was the last time we wore alternate uniforms?
Have we?
The pewter ones.
Have we worn those?
We haven't worn them this year.
I was thinking the all red ones too.
God, we haven't worn that. We don't have those anymore.
Oh, we don't.
We changed
with the alarm clock numbers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the pewter.
I like the pewter too, but we only wore that I think once, and that was in 2020. So come on, man!
Come on, man!
Throw us fans a bone.
I know. Well, I think we're all holding out for the creamsicles. Yeah. Although you are very controversial.
Right. All right. So, what do you think is going to happen with this game, Molly? You think we're going to win?
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, everybody watching the video, Molly said she looks like a watermelon because she's wearing.
It's so giant.
She's pregnant and she's wearing a
like
black
weird
shirt
stripes
with weird white stripes on it. It does look like a watermelon.
It looks like a watermelon, and the belly is just like straight out. I was like, wow, it looks giant today.
Yeah.
And then it's the stripes. Luckily, the microphone is kind of in the way, so it's. But now that you've drawn attention to it,
everybody's like, "Oh, look at that
watermelon."
Okay, so you think we're gonna win?
Yes.
All right, give me a score.
Gosh. Okay. All right. I'm gonna 27.
27. Who?
Buccaneers.
27.
Hello. Come on, dude. Yeah. To 16.
16. 27, yes. 16. All right. I'm going with 34 again.
Ralph,
this will be the
we
fifth
are not
time.
breaking 30. Have we broken 30 all
No, we haven't broken. 28 is the highest we got, I'm pretty sure. No, we did. We got 31 against Kansas City Chiefs.
All right.
Okay. So, anyhow, this is the week, man. This is the week. 34, and they're not going to get anything. They're going to get 10 points.
Wow.
I'm going all out, man. This is my team. They looked good.
Gosh, look how low that spread is for our team, what we've scored through the season. 19, 20, 12, 31, 21, 18-3, 22, 16, 21.
Yeah.
That 31 is such an outlier.
Yeah, and that 3 is an outlier.
That's what I'm saying. Like 28 is that's respectable.
That's high.
And high compared to
20 points. That looks like about average.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
No. I'm excited.
There's probably a crap ton of news we've forgotten because it's just been weird 2 weeks. But if we ever think of anything, we'll throw it in the next podcast. And guys, I hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. And the Browns are getting ready to walk into a wood chipper, I think. And this is the new Buccaneers. There's a large possibility we run the table for the rest of the year, man. We did this in 2020. We come out, week 12, we got beat by the Kansas City Chiefs, went into the bye week 13, and then came out, didn't lose a game for the rest of the year, including the playoffs, Super Bowl, everything. Boom. I think that's highly possible again.
Yeah, I agree.
Actually, I think we might lose one, but maybe 2. But anyhow, we're going to go in to the playoffs at 10-7, 11-6, probably. I would think.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah. So I'm excited about it.
We got this.
All right, guys. Till next time.
Go Bucs.